Your call cannot.
Welcome to Blog Talk Radio. Please enter your host PIN. When finished, press the pound key.
To start your show now, press 1. To hear important
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now. Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Nobody take no cornbread from me.
No sound. That was my fault. That's the mute button. Give it up for the no sound checker. We'll just start over. Hi, guys. My name is Tim Black. You're tuned into the Tim Black Show. This is Friday. On Fridays, we have a call-in show. This is a video show. So people that wrote me long-ass letters, no reason to write long-ass letters, you can call in. It's not a blog. So, with that in mind, let me put the phone number up on the screen. Yeah. I disagree with you, Tim Black. I don't give a... Okay. Yeah, you disagree with me, I disagree with you. Who's going to win? Nobody wins. It's an opinion. That's what the show is. It's an opinion show. I didn't take that off the printer. Hold on, guys. This may be important. They don't say, Tim, I want to help you do the show. I want to make life easier for you. I like to volunteer. Here goes some money. No. They call and complain that my opinion doesn't match their opinion. In 5 paragraphs, Johnson. And the other one, 3 emails, Johnson. 3? Thou does not have enough to do. Anyway, did I make sure everybody's good on Facebook? YouTube, we're on YouTube. I'm sorry, YouTube first. Let's see what we got on YouTube. My bad. There we go. Now we're filling up. We're up to almost 50 people. Hallelujah. How you, Johnson? What's up, Mark? What's up, Eli in the house? Someone said the white people finally got me. No, they didn't get me, man. That was me. That's sound. We're good. What's up? Oh, they're talking about Larry King. Nisi Moby. Nisi, okay. Nisi. What's up, Nisi? Mama Alaska. Jeanette said she had unplugged her headphones. So you're good. Ghost of a Dinosaur. Dave L. Garrett's in the house. Sound of the Times. Welcome back. We're back. Ruvincia Felicia. From the Netherlands. Give it up for that. So we're looking good on YouTube. Let's see if we got anybody on Facebook. Anybody on Facebook, man? I know how it is on Facebook. You guys are like, Tim Black, don't worry about Zuckerberg. Come on over here. We like watching your show. Michael Ducote, Dory, Kitty, Lisa, Michael, Dolores, Cheryl, Jenny. What up, Wolfpack? How y'all doing over there? Glad to have you, as always. So the phone number's up on the screen, my people. My people, Dolores, Gina, Earl. What's up, Earl? What's up, Tanya? What's cracking? Rose, Nat Turner. My brother Tim Blackity Black, Blackity Black, Blackity Black. And the horse, in honor of Black History Month. That's what's up. Doreen's in the house, Amy's in the house. Carol's in the house, no sound. We back now, Nina. We back in here, Nina. I got Jazz, Jonasy. Any relation to Jodeci? Still no sound. No, it's sound now. What up? I'm not gonna drive me crazy. What? Jenny said, Tim, we got the contract between ICE and the detention center stopped. Finally, give it up for that. Gotta support that, guys. You know, stuff has to happen to you for you to appreciate it. You know? I'm thinking for a very long time. You're a very evolved person if you can sympathize and empathize with other people. That's a very unique, everyone doesn't do that. Do you understand that? If you're a person that can actually empathize with other people's pain, their anguish, situations, challenges, frustrations, you're a unique individual. Like you are cut from a different cloth. Everybody doesn't do that. Nah, some people like this, they got the blinders on. So give it up for everybody or anybody and all those out there that can empathize, not patronize, empathize. It's a big thing. That's a major thing, guys. It's like magic. All right, so here we go. I got a couple things I want to hit. Do a story items I want to hit. Then we're going to go to phone lines and get the callers in here because this is the call-in show on Fridays. That's what we do here. First thing I like to do is I like to give a big, huge shout-out to 4 ladies, 4 sisters, 4 black women that came on my show this week and made it a hell of a week. A very important, a very special week on the Tim Black Show. Give it up for them. Of course, I'm talking about none other than Dr. Dooley, Senator Neera Turner, my friend Zakia, Sankara Jabbar, there we go, and the one and only Jennifer Farmer. They came on my show, they made it better, they classed it up. They made it look a lot better, and they gave a lot of real testimony. So I want to thank you for helping my show be that much better. And I know I did this. I did this for Black History Month, guys, okay? But I didn't just do this for Black History Month. I did it for me. Yeah, I did it for me, man. And let me explain. I've been feeling a certain kind of way about the lack of Black women being represented in independent media. And though these aren't Black independent media people necessarily, we all know Dr. Dooley's a doctor, obviously. Jennifer Farmer is an activist, but she's an author and she's the PR whisperer. And Zakiya is an activist and educator in the realm of education. And of course, Senator Neera Turner is an activist / politician / phenomenal woman. So they're not really in the independent media space, but they are black independent women who need to be, I think their voices need to be amplified more. And I just wanted to be a part of the solution, not part of the problem. And I wanted to do my part because I don't feel that the left gives ample coverage of women, particularly Black women. I don't feel like Black women get enough representation. They don't get enough shine, Johnson. So they came on this show and they shined, okay? Now, we all know Senator Neera Turner can go anywhere, anytime she want to go somewhere, okay? But Zakiya, Dr. Dooley, Jennifer Farmer, they don't get this much love as that. So give it up for everybody who took the time to hear the important messages. This was not a charity. They were given freely of their time with insight and expertise that is amazing. So give it up for those ladies, those sisters. One time. All right. That was good. Okay. Oh, and also to let you know, there's going to be a week of fellas that I'm going to bring on for Black History Month. Not this week, coming up the next week. And I got one lined up already. A good friend of the show hasn't been on in a couple of years, but I'm glad to be happy to welcome him back. Ajamu Baraka will be one of the brothers coming on. Ajamu, my brother. Ajamu's one of those brothers, man, similar to Dr. Cornel West, that make me want to be a better person. You understand? A better person. A stronger revolutionary. So, there we go. Now let's get to these 4 stories so we can get to the phone calls. You know, sooner I get to these stories, sooner we get to the phone calls, sooner you guys get the sound off. Okay, I'm going to hold this. I'll hold that. Let's get to the other stuff. All right, so we've been talking about the Trump impeachment, right? I haven't talked much about the Trump impeachment because, well, he's not going to be impeached. And I know there are people that say it doesn't matter if he gets impeached or not. We want the world to know what's going on. We want the world to know that there's white supremacy, and we need to fight it. We'll talk about that a little bit later. But there's some things that did happen at the impeachment that I thought were interesting that do need to be shared. And here goes a clip of one of the Trump lawyers, his defense team, responding to some questions by Bernard Sanders. Someone sent me this on Patreon. You're right, this is a good clip. Check it out. There we go.
The senator from Vermont, Senator Sanders, has a question for both the counsel for the former president and the House manager. The clerk will read it, and following our procedure, the House managers will go first.
The House prosecutors have stated over and over again that President Trump was perpetrating a big lie when he repeatedly claimed that the election was stolen from him and that he actually won the election by a landslide? Are the prosecutors right when they claim that Trump was telling a big lie, or in your judgment, did Trump actually win the election?
The House managers have up to 2.5 minutes.
This is crazy, guys, but it's interesting. Now, this Democrat from the Virgin Islands lays it down. Check this out. Amazing. This is interesting. So check this out. I know it's.
As we all know, President Trump did lose the election by 7 million votes, 306 electoral votes. By the time of the January 6th attack, the courts, the Justice Department, all 50 states across the country had done, agreed that the votes were counted, the people had spoken, and it was time for the peaceful transfer of power, as our Constitution and the rule of law demands. 61 courts the president went to. That's fine, appropriate. He lost. He lost. He lost the election. He lost the court case. As Leader McConnell recognized the day after the electors certified the votes on December 14th, he said, quote, "Many millions of us had hoped that the presidential election would yield a different result. But our system of government has processes to determine who will be sworn in on January 20th. The Electoral College has spoken." Patriotism. Sometimes there is a reason to dispute an election. Sometimes the count is close. Sometimes we ask for a recount, go to courts. All of that's appropriate. I lost my first election. I stayed in bed for 3 days. We do what we need to do, and we move on. This was not that. Because when all of these people confirmed that Donald Trump had lost, when the courts, his Department of Justice, state officials, Congress, his vice president were ready to commit to the peaceful transfer of power, Donald Trump was not ready. And so we are all here because he was not ready. Day after day, he told his supporters false, outlandish claims of why this election was rigged. Now, let's be clear. President Trump had absolutely no support of these claims, but that wasn't the point of what he was doing. He did it to make his supporters frustrated, to make them angry.
Time has expired. And counsel for the former president recognized for 2.5 minutes.
Thank you. May I have the question read again and not have it count to my 2 minutes?
Of course. The clerk will read the question again.
The House prosecutors have stated over and over again that President Trump was perpetrating a big lie when he repeatedly claimed that the election was stolen from him and that he actually won the election by a landslide. Are the prosecutors right when they claim that Trump was telling a big lie, or in your judgment, did Trump actually win the election?
The counsel for the former president have 2.5 minutes.
My judgment? Who asked that? I did. My judgment's irrelevant in this proceeding. It absolutely is. What's supposed to happen here is the article of impeachment is supposed to be...
The Senate will be in order. The senators, under the rules, cannot challenge the content of the response. The counsel will continue.
May I have the question read again, please?
The House prosecutors have stated over and over again that President Trump was perpetrating a big lie when he repeatedly claimed that the election was stolen from him and that he actually won the election by a landslide. Are the prosecutors right when they claim that Trump was telling a big lie, or in your judgment, did Trump actually win the election?
In my judgment, it's irrelevant to the question before this body. What's relevant in this impeachment article is, were Mr. Trump's words insightful to the point of violence and riot? That's the charge, that's the question. And the answer is no, he did.
All right. All right. Riveting stuff, isn't it? Riveting. Oh man, I was on the edge of my chair like, wow. This is so intense. Okay, so I just found it hilarious that the lawyer for Trump wanted them to keep reading the question over and over again and never answered the question. Like, what's the purpose of reading questions if you don't want to answer the question? And it's an embarrassing question. The question was, President Trump was perpetrating a big lie when he repeatedly claimed that the election was stolen from him. And were the House managers correct in saying President Trump lied about winning the election? Oh, it's not up to me to decide. Well, you got 61 courts that said he lost. 7 million more votes. 306 electoral votes. Listen, guys, I'm trying to be sympathetic and understanding the people's inclination to say that this is going to prove a point. That somewhere down the line in life, this will be important. Because some people really feel that way. They really feel. Honestly, guys, hear them out. Hear them out, guys. We don't have to agree with them to hear what they have to say. For instance, this lady wrote me this long, this is 4 paragraphs. Really 3.5. This one's 3.5. The really long one I haven't included. This is a person who watches the Tim Black Show. This is a person who watched my interview with Neera Turner. So this person watches, and I just want you to know that these people exist. They believe this. Tim, this is how, first of all, the subject of this email is, I can't agree with you. Okay. Do you get mail like this? I can't agree with you. No one says you have to. You don't have to agree with me. Tim, now she talks like we really know each other. Tim, even Neera Turner, that's how she starts off this. I've never spoke to this person before. She starts it off with Tim, even Neera Turner did not concur with you on this issue. You couldn't corral her into your position. Please, Tim, don't make false equivalencies. The fact that there is a right wing, white supremacy movement must be exposed. We don't need Trump back in 2024. We don't need more deaths. Again, Neera didn't jive with your position, and neither do I. I am Jewish. I remember the Nazis and the Holocaust. Are you saying that this should not have been a Nuremberg trial? She just told me not to make false equivalencies, didn't she? Now she's comparing this farce, this exercise. I'm sorry, guys. This legitimate proceeding that will result in no jail time, no conviction. We all know that. she's comparing this to people getting tried for war crimes. And she's comparing Donald Trump talking shit to Adolf and people who put people in. That's what she's doing. And she wrote me this. This is the first email I got today. I'm lucky I was able to gather myself and have an amazing interview with Dr. Dooley. She goes on to say, this trial is in progress. It's essential to expose what I've mentioned. Period. End of story. You black son of a... She didn't say that part. I am disappointed in your deprecating people like me who believe in this trial. Rich. You are you? You're going to love this segment. You can walk and chew gum at the same time. Who says I can? Who says I can, Johnson? Who says America can walk and chew gum at the same time? No, the fact that you think America walks and chews gum at the same time shows just how far you are from reality. This is a horrible letter and a horrible points are being made here. I don't agree with Halper as well on this. I don't watch Katie. More word salad and gobbledygook. Look who's an asshole. That was funny though. Sorry, Tim. Can you join you on this one? Though I admire your show. Signed, I'm leaving her name out. So what I want you guys to know, guys, all the Wolfpack, is that the fact that this lady had time to write this letter, full of holes, proved no points, gaslighting me about Nuremberg trials, no substance, no logic, no real point, nothing to hang her hat on. This is all just her opinion. You really want to compare this to the Nuremberg trials for real? I don't like the way you deprecate us. Listen, guys. First of all, if you need this trial to realize that there's white supremacy, you need to ask your doctor to get you better contact lenses. If the shift, look, black people have been proving that there's white supremacy in this country for at least the last 400 years. If you need Donald Trump's trial to prove that, you think there are people going, wow, I can't believe this. I thought we were all getting along so well. Yeah, I thought everything was fine, Johnson. All the whites and blacks were just commingling and making babies. I thought everything was fine. And then I saw what Trump did. Man, we got stuff we need to work on. What year is it anyway? I've been asleep for the last 398 years. Listen, that's okay to lie to yourself, but don't lie to me. Don't lie to me. Don't tell me that Donald Trump, who's out of office, who did not take the military, who didn't bomb, didn't start dragging liberals out of their homes. Come on, man. Have some level of righteousness in your arguments. And then the Turner didn't disagree with me. She just said there was two sides of the story. She agreed that I have a point that he will not be impeached. I have a point that we should not be distracted by this and forget all the other shit we need to work on. You know, things that we could actually do now that we have the House and the Senate. And oh yeah, cut the check. But you think that she disagrees with that? She doesn't. But even if she did disagree with it, that would just be her opinion. Her opinion does not trump my opinion. Similarly to my opinion, doesn't trump yours. You just like the opinions that you agree with more. That's because you're a human being, Johnson. But it is just an opinion. I'm not running for office. I don't belong to a party. I'm free, able to say, I don't give a shit about this trial. And you don't have to like it. And I don't have to answer anyone, and I don't have to try to get nobody's vote because I'm not running for anything. Didn't I already say that? So, as a black man in America who's dealt with my share of discrimination, since you say you are Jewish and you remember the Holocaust, well, I remember what it was being black, like being black yesterday, driving to the store at night with a baseball cap on. Okay? I remember that because it was yesterday. And being a little worried when the cop looked over at me twice. Oh shit, I hope I don't fit a description. I mean, maybe you still go through these problems. Probably not, because you live here now, don't you? Yeah, you don't have that problem when you go to the store. Wear whatever you want. So, miss me with the whole, all of a sudden now, this will show the world how bad off we are. The world already knew we were bad off, Johnson. So, look, we're going to move on to the next story. The person who wrote me the even twice as long email on the same subject, kiss my black ass. If you spend as much time upset that I don't agree with you about how many millions of dollars are being spent on this shit, by the way? How many? Probably enough to cut us another stimulus. But you don't care about that. You're not writing me about the stimulus check, right? You're not writing me about that, are you? You're not writing me about ending mass incarceration. You're not writing me about Joe Biden's, oh, he's closing all of these private prisons. No, it's actually just going to move the people out of them. In the detention center ones, I think they just decided to close those. Or stop the contracts with those private corporations. But you didn't write me about that. You didn't write me about, oh my God, he's actually still going to keep those people incarcerated, just in a different facility. Oh no. Or the prison uprisings or anything. There's so many other things you could have wrote me about. So many other things. At least the people I disagree with about Medicare for all actually want Medicare for all. I don't know what you want. What is this shit? You want me to be upset or shout at the screen? Nothing's going to happen to Trump. You know the precedent that would be set if they actually did something to Trump? Somebody might go back in the books and do something to Bush and Obama and all the other people that have done shit they shouldn't have done. Do you understand this one big team? You still don't get it. You still don't get it. It's one big team. We're in it. Our interests aren't in it. Your interests aren't in it. My interests aren't in it. Are you getting this at all? Any of this, like hitting anything in your head resembling logic? It's important to get this. They don't care about you either. They just care about me less, but they don't care about you. Unless you're Betsy DeVos, who can fund the campaign. And obviously you're not. Because Betsy DeVos would be sending me a check to shut me up instead of writing me 5 paragraphs because Betsy DeVos knows cash rules everything around me. Cream, get the money. Dollar bill, y'all. Not typing. All right. Hey, I didn't say I changed my opinion, but I would take the money, Johnson. Sue me. You can't sue me if you blackmail me. You can't sue me to get your money back. You broke the law. Let's go shopping, kids. All right. Fun times, fun times. Okay, so just to close out this, you know that the Democrats rested their case. It's now in the position of the Trump crack team of defense attorneys. Come on, put them up, put them up. I haven't been this underwhelmed by a boxing match since Tyson fought Roy. Roy Jones Jr. All right, okay. Here we go, Johnson. Here we go. One good thing did happen at these proceedings, though, that needs to be recognized, must be celebrated, and it did catch my attention. And that was this. I do have some feelings, Johnson.
And Mr. President, in a moment, I will ask the Senate to pass legislation that would award Capitol Police Officer Eugene Goodman the Congressional Gold Medal. In the weeks after the attack on January the 6th, the world learned about the incredible, incredible bravery of Officer Goodman on that fateful day. Here in this trial, we saw new video, powerful video, showing calmness under pressure, his courage in the line of duty, his foresight in the midst of chaos, and his willingness to make himself a target of the mob's rage so that others might reach safety. Officer Goodman is in the chamber tonight. Officer Goodman, thank you.
Yay! That's nice. That's nice of him. That's nice of them. All right, so people say, what did he do that was so great? Well, he ran in the right direction. There are people that said he didn't do anything. Someone was filming though, Johnson. Okay. So these people. Stop, man. Stop. Someone said he was running after the camera guy. It's hilarious, man. Man, stop. Are you trying to get me shut down, Johnson? Can I throw him a bone? I throw him a bone. No. All right, here it goes. Come on, man. There's people that want to believe everything. Come on, man. What, Santa Claus isn't real? Stop, man. All right. Now, I do think people wanted to kick Mitt Romney's ass. Wouldn't you want to? Come on, man. You came all the way. You flew all the way first class to Washington, D.C. to kick some ass. And you can't find Mitt Romney, Nancy Pelosi, Mitch McConnell, nobody. So this guy, he was in harm's way. He could have been in harm's way. Here goes a video of Eugene Goodman helping save Mitt Romney. You may not have saw this one. This is good.
And Mr. President, in a moment, I will ask the Senate.
And how his top aides, Romney's top aides, did not even know that it was Goodman that had been the Capitol police officer that whisked Romney to safety. Let's run that video. Here it is. Capitol, there. That's Officer Goodman, I believe, running right there. And there's Mitt Romney right there running. Absolutely terrifying. We talk about, Dan, we talk about what would the crowd have done if they had gone to Mike Pence? What would they have done if they'd gotten to Mitt Romney? Senator Mitt Romney, they don't deserve this. No. They don't deserve this. And the fact that there are Republican senators who are not going to hold the president accountable, some of them are actually accountable themselves, is just utterly baffling.
Okay, now I'm going to play it with the sound off, and I'll do my own play-by-play. Because, I don't know, man, I want to be in trouble, that's all.
And how his
Okay,
top aides,
so,
Romney's top aides, did
they
not
did
even know
pop out.
that it was
Eugene
Goodman
Goodman,
that had been the
I
Capitol
said,
police
there goes
officer
Eugene Goodman
that
walking
whisked
down the
Romney to
hallway
safety.
here,
Let's run
and
that
he's running
video.
up
Here
and
it
sees
is.
Mitt Romney.
Capitol.
Hey,
There. That's
come on,
Officer
motherfucker,
Goodman,
let's
I
go.
believe, running right there. And there's Mitt Romney right there running.
what's going on? I don't know what's going on.
Absolutely
Say that one more time,
terrifying.
Roddy.
We talk about Dan. We talk
Hey,
about
hey,
what
white
would the
boy.
crowd have
What's up,
done
white boy? Come
if
on,
they
man.
had gone to
Come
Mike
on,
Pence?
dummy.
What would they have done if they'd gotten to Mitt Romney? Senator Mitt Romney. They don't deserve this.
No.
They don't deserve this. And the fact that there are Republican senators who are not.
Come on, mofo, let's go. Pay me. The Senate votes to award Officer Eugene Goodman a Congressional Gold Medal. Hey, look, man. Hey, man, it's... But Tim, he didn't do nothing. He did something. He did more than your ass would have done. He did more than you would have done. All right, so he did more than I would have done too, Johnson. I'd have called in sick. Because everybody had to know ahead of time that there was going to be people there. So I would have been sick. Hello. I got Trump pneumonia. I can't make it. I have a Frito infection. I got a Trump surrection. All right, guys. 2 more things. This is disappointing. Mark Cuban, owner of the Dallas Mavericks, notorious billionaire, also co-host of Shark Tank. He went on the record, he was making a bold stance actually, that he was going to have the Mavericks no longer play the national anthem before their games. It was a big deal. Everyone was talking about it for a couple of days. And it happened so quickly, it went from, hey, they're not going to do the national anthem, and by the time I'm reporting on it, he already changed his mind, Johnson. Yeah. Let me try that again. When I heard that the Mavericks wouldn't be playing the national anthem before their games, I didn't have a chance to report on it. Because by the time I heard it and the time I get to report it, he's already flip-flopped. The Dallas Mavericks will again play the national anthem before home games, a day after team owner Mark Cuban confirmed that they had not played the games this season at his direction. Quote, with NBA teams now in process of welcoming fans back into the arenas, all teams will play the national anthem in keeping with long-standing league policy. NBA Chief Communications Mike Bass said in a statement released Wednesday afternoon. The Mavericks are scheduled to host the Atlanta Hawks on Wednesday night and will play the anthem going forward. Now, here was the thing. This is why this is so relevant. Mark Cuban said that the Mavericks organization is so in touch with the community, and a lot of people in the community don't feel like the national anthem represents them. America, this anthem is garbage. Why we got to do this? Hey, this is not, this is a game. Why we gotta pledge allegiance during a game? Can't we just play the game? We paying money. I gotta pay money and stand up. So they were saying they didn't want it, okay? And Cuban was on board with that. He was like, okay, let's just try it. He says, we respect and always have respected the passion people have for the anthem in our country, Cuban said in a statement. I've always stood for the anthem with the hand over my heart, no matter where I heard it played, but we also hear the voices of those who do not feel the anthem represents them. We feel they also need to be respected and heard because they have not been heard. The hope is that those who feel passionate about the anthem being played will be just as passionate and listen to those who do not feel it represents them. BS, Mark Cuban. Yeah, BS, Mark. It's a sad day in hell when a billionaire doesn't have the guts to tell someone to go shove it. That's when you know white supremacy is working overtime, man. When even Mark Cuban can't stand up to it. Now, Mark Cuban could stand up to it if he really wanted to. He just said, hey, I'm good with the anthem. I really don't give a damn. It's these stupid players and these stupid fans who don't want to support it. Yeah, they're the unpatriotic ones. Yeah, listen to them complain, but we're going to still have that anthem up there, y'all, because I'm not getting fined. I got money to count. Just, man, that's the problem, man. You know, don't stand for anything. Don't stand for a damn thing. Not even a billionaire can buck the system. Mark Zuckerberg folding at people, folding with the Democrats, shutting down all political conversations on his platform. I mean, you can't even breathe, you can't even say the word politics in the video on Facebook if you want to get monetized. If you want to make a quarter off its video ads that are going to run anyway, you just won't make money off of them. Okay? Because they're going to run the ones on the sidebar. So that's the game. They say, oh no, we don't want to, you know, do that because it's, you know, infringing on people's, you know, we don't want to hurt anybody with the bad messages in our videos. But they're going to let the videos play. They just be pulling the ad revenue from in-stream ads, but the ads on the side and all the pop-up shit, that still works. I just won't get paid for those. So it's been a bad couple of weeks for billionaires. Pretending to be brought down by the man. Mark Zuckerberg, you are the man. Okay? You can't say you being overwhelmed by white supremacy in the big pockets of the money rich. You are the big pocketed money rich special interest yourself. And Mark Cuban, you can't say, oh my God, I really wish I could side with the people, but you know, I'm just a poor guy from Seattle just trying to make a way through the world, trying to, you know, live another day, trying to avoid getting caught up with the man, just trying to survive, man, just couch surfing, man. Give me a break, dog. Everybody wants to act like a hippie till it's time to pay the piper. Might lose a couple dollars. Then it's like, oh, gotta fall in line. Yes, sir. Like Colonel Schultz. I ain't seen nothing. I ain't seen nothing. That's the fact, Jack. All right, so that's one of them. Disappointing. What's next, Mark Cuban? You gonna be hanging out with that jackass Michael Rappaport? All right, so here we go. I just threw that out there. Official release. Okay, so we did the story about the young child in Rochester, New York that they pepper sprayed, right? Remember that story? Gut-wrenching story? Cops pepper sprayed a child. Mom is obviously on Crack Avenue or something. Something's wrong with her. Okay? I don't know this for a fact. What you gonna do, sue me and take this pen? But still, I don't want the problems, I want the litigation. I don't know. It just seemed like a very dysfunctional household, okay? Get to the Tim Black Defense Fund. The point is this, if you saw that video and you know the story, you watch this channel, you know I cover this stuff. Well, there's some new footage released. New footage that further shows my point. My point was they had no reason to pepper spray this young child. They pepper sprayed this young child in a punitive fashion. It wasn't to get her under control. She was already handcuffed in the backseat of a patrol car. And there were still people going, but she was resisting. She's 9 years old. She's handcuffed with her arms behind her back, sitting in the backseat of a patrol car, surrounded by 7 cops. And still they said, but she can breathe and see, so she's dangerous. If she wasn't talking, they wouldn't have had to pepper spray her. She all looking at people. What do you expect them to do, Tim? She could see and got a pepper sprayer. She might shoot Voltron radar rays out of her eyes or something. You know how black kids do. They're dangerous, man. That's what they sound like to me when you guys make excuses. For some reason, that long email I got with 3 or 4 paragraphs didn't have any mention of the 9-year-old that was pepper sprayed in Rochester, New York. No, just want to educate all the whites that there's a thing called white supremacy. So we have to sit through 3 and 4 days of pointless trials. I get it now. Anyway, here goes the video, newly released footage of the pepper spray that confirms my original beliefs.
And how his top aides, Romney's top aides, did not even know that it was Goodman.
Oh, please, no, stop! Sit back. I got a bad arm. If y'all do not know, I have a bad arm. Dropped it. Can you pick it up for me?
Because they're already out.
I don't care. I haven't even touched her yet. Sit back.
Got her?
Why my eye, please? I'm glad I didn't have to.
Yeah, pull up.
Mine fell on the ground.
Ashley's got her. She's just like kicking everybody.
And then so mom's trying to fight the people driving by.
I saw that.
She starts getting in on trying to fight them too. I'm like, what the heck's going on? What's going on?
Officer! What? Officer, please don't do this to me. You did it to yourself, hon. I already got abused, mom. When is the pepper spray gonna wear off? Yeah, the ambulance will wash out your eyes. How do you spell? Pepper spray. Don't do it, please. Don't pepper spray. I'm not. I'm rolling the windows down. No, I don't trust officer. He's not. He's not. I'm rolling the windows down so you can breathe. Officer, I swear to God. Just walk away. I consider everything. Spray is burning my eyes. Yep, that's the point of pepper spray. The ambulance is on their way and they will clear your eyes out. The pepper spray is burning my eyes. Can you just get the pepper spray out of my eye first, please? I can't. The ambulance is on their way, but the snow is terrible out there. Okay? I am, but the snow is making it hard. They will be here in a minute. No. They're okay. I want my dad. I can't call your dad until you give me your name. I will call him after you give me your name.
Alrighty, Johnsons. Alrighty, Johnsons. Okay, so the whole defense that they were trying to get her under control, that doesn't make much sense, especially when you say, hey, you did it to yourself, hon. You did it to yourself. No, your officer friend, he held the pepper spray and sprayed her. Oh, you mean as a punishment for not being quiet in the back seat? That caused you to do that. Okay, I get it. Because she was already handcuffed. She was already apprehended. And where's the part when this benevolent, empathetic cop who goes, what? You're abused? You're abused by your mother? What? That's horrible. Tell me what's going on. Remember that in all the movies? All the movies that show the cops all bleeding hearts. Oh, what's going on? This officer's like, meow, meow. Just tilt your head back and cry, because you've been pepper sprayed, and I'm just going to forget you just said you're already being abused by your mom. And we're just here to abuse you a little bit more. That's our job. Our job is really sticking to you. Yeah, so, just tilt your head back. They'll be here any 20, 30 minutes now because, it's snow outside. Yeah, I could have talked to you like a human being to begin with, but, fool it. Screw it. We just pepper spray 9-year-olds. The deputy police chief, Andre Anderson, said during a press conference, what did he say? I continue to share our community's outrage for the treatment of this child. That was Warren, whoever Warren is. Rochester Mayor, Lovely Warren. Great. Deputy police chief said, indicated she wanted to kill herself and she wanted to kill her mom. Anderson added that the girl then ran away from home and was chased down by an officer. Then officers attempted to get her in the police vehicle for several minutes as the girl refused, calling for her father, struggling at one point, kicking off an officer's body camera. She kicked off that body camera. And that's why they pepper sprayed her, because she kicked off a body cam, it said. Didn't look that way to me, Johnson. Looked like they pepper sprayed her because she was already handcuffed, Johnson. She wouldn't stop moving. I think it could have been worse. I think she got off light. We are talking about Rochester police. Is any relation to NYPD police? Anyway, similar. She's lucky she got the use of her legs, Johnson. The use of her legs. No long letters on that one. Nope, not a single long letter. Boy. We're about to go to phone calls, guys, and get this going. Tim Black's Wolfpack, all these Johnsons out there. I saw something that was very disturbing. And I want to share it with you because I want you to be equally disturbed. Now, you know on this show I've been critical of Van Jones. How many people know I've been critical of Van Jones? Okay. Because I have been. All you got to do is go to the channel, go search, look up Van Jones. I've never made a positive video about the man. Haven't made that many videos about him, but typically when I make a video about Van Jones, I'm complaining about him. He's doing something I think is disingenuous. Okay. Here's the thing. Recently, when he went on The View, they ambushed this guy. They ambushed him pretty bad. And the videos that they put out of the ambushing are all doctored. Yeah, they show all of the View people talking and no rebuttals from him. And they're all put together. And then there are people circulating them on Instagram as if this is the correct narrative of events. And some of the people that are circulating them are people that are in media or who have been picked to be pretend media. You know, like some people who really aren't media, but they get chosen because they'll say exactly what certain people want them to say. So here's the point, guys. Here's my point. I'm not a fan of Van Jones, but I don't like that shit. We have a lot of bad actors in this business. It's full of bad actors. It's full of kiss asses. It's full of people that dislike you. There are people that dislike me who don't know me. But they don't like the fact that I call out stuff like this. They don't like the fact if you speak out of line, they blackball you, Johnson. They blackball you. They do their best to hurt your career. And they won't, and if they see, because there have been people that, guys, I get great guests on the show. There have been other people who have been this close to coming on the show, and then I don't hear back from them. I know what that is. I know what that is, Johnson. Here's the thing, guys. Whatever you guys deny from me or whatever issue you have with me, I don't do shit like that. I don't knowingly circulate false videos. I don't knowingly put out bad narratives, even about people I don't like. You think I found joy in sticking up for Van Jones? No, I don't find joy in it. I still have an issue with the other videos that he's done or those instances where I thought he was being less than genuine. But I will not sandbag a guy just because I disagree with him on a couple of things. If he's right about something, he's right about something. I'll either shut up or I will defend him. Sometimes I choose to shut up because I'm under no obligation to defend somebody who I find unsavory. Not under that obligation. Everybody picks and chooses what they report on. But I felt in this particular instance, it was incumbent upon me to report the truth on this. Sonny Hostin did not body Van Jones. He had a sound rebuttal to everything that came out of her mouth. And those same people that hoist up Sonny Hostin like she's an epitome of some type of justice totally eliminate the fact that she was the prosecutor, locking up black people like hotcakes. She took her law degree, and you can do a lot of things with a law degree, similar to Kamala Harris, who they also praise. Instead of using her law degree to get people out of jail, to get people off death row, to join the ACLU or the Equal Justice Initiative, or many of the other myriads of things you could do with a law degree that actually helps people in the prison industrial complex, she chose to put more bodies in the furnace. And then what do? You go after Van Jones because you don't like him or you disagree with him on some stuff, and you support the prosecutor. And Van Jones is the one who's helping to end mass incarceration. He hasn't done it all on his own, but at least he's on the right side of this. And the thing that pisses me off is that these people who are sandbagging Van Jones against a prosecutor on the issue of mass incarceration still front like they support ending mass incarceration. And the people that are bigging it up and sharing the video and commenting in the comments section are too inundated or too poisoned with bad narratives from watching sellout corporate media to even know they've been hoodwinked and bamboozled. They think that these people that have been ordained or picked by the system or picked by corporate America are telling them the truth when they're doing nothing even close to it. They're doing the opposite of telling the truth, man. They are lying through their damn teeth, and it's all for money. That's all it is. I wish somebody would write me long paragraphs of emails about that instead of about how we need to do something about Trump, who's already out of office. But you know who's not out of office? The lying media that would hoist up a horrible show like The View, a horrible show of people who know less than the worst propagandists on the internet, who do no research of their own, who have no idea what they even talk about, and that's being generous. Because if they did know what they're reporting, they would be complicit in all the lies that they spew on that show. So anyway, the point is this, guys, very simply this, guys. You gotta vet your media, you gotta take time to vet your media. In fact, I think Denzel Washington said it best. Sometimes it's better to be uninformed than to be misinformed. And a lot of you guys are misinformed. All right, that's it. I'm Tim Black. We'll be right back. Coming back, we'll have phone calls. This is where you do it. Call up, get in the queue, and I'll see you in like 2 minutes. Wolfpack, punk.
For the banana in the tail. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking head. The information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to timblacktv.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.
Cool Streams TV, the best streaming service in the world. With over 2,000 channels. Watch it anywhere on your Android or iPhone. Watch it on your tablet or any Fire device. Premium channels, network channels, pay-per-view sports. Direct access to 24/7 customer service. Go to coolstreamstv.com and purchase your subscription. Cool Streams TV. We are the best in the business.
Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe. All right, let's get this going, guys. Let's get it going. Let's get it going, get it going, get it going. Let's make the phone calls happen tonight. Let's make the. All right, so I got a 304 number in the queue. All right, 304. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hello? Okay. 561, you're live on Freedom Friday.
Hey, Tim, it's Ty from South Florida.
Hey, what's up, Ty? What's going on, man?
I just had a couple of thoughts today. To kick it off, I want to say neither party works for us. That's, it's pretty obvious. But there were some clear differences between the two parties today. Like I said, neither one of them works for us, but they're not exactly the same either. And I just had to throw that out there. There was big differences today. They differ on some key issues. Moving on, Eugene Goodman is a hero, but he wasn't the only type of officer that was there that day. I saw officers taking selfies with those rioters. I saw officers opening up the barricades to let those rioters go through. And the Democrats didn't show that this thing was organized into law enforcement as well. It wasn't just some crazy people in the streets. There was actually a law enforcement there that supported what these people were doing. I just feel like Nancy Pelosi didn't come with a full deck. There was 4 years of impeachable offenses, whether it be, he's spending money that's unauthorized, or the emoluments clause, or, when he said that he is president so he can do anything he wants. There's just a myriad of things she could have came with, and she just didn't come with a full deck. There wasn't any witnesses. I don't know why this wasn't taken more seriously than it was. I'm not saying that, and I think they did a good job making their case, but there was so much more to be said, so much more for us, the American people, to witness. And I'm really disgusted that we didn't get to see even the half of it. And just to cap things off, that 9-year-old girl, that video is so disgusting. It's so disturbing. She couldn't even rub the pepper spray out of her eyes. She was handcuffed in the back of that car. There is no threat. These are grown people. She's an elementary school student. It should never be okay. They all need to be in jail. Thank you for letting me have my piece. I appreciate everything you do and say. Hope I didn't say anything out of turn.
No,
Thanks,
not
Tim.
at all, brother.
Bye.
Thank you for calling up. You know what I'm saying? There are a lot of the impeachment stuff, man, I didn't even watch, Johnson. So I watched parts of it, and I'll admit to that. And you're right. They did not, okay, so if they didn't do, how can I say this? If you're right that they did not show this stuff, and we knew that too, like I know I saw footage where officers let them in. I don't even know what that was about. I mean, I could see if you can't hold all these people back, but don't help them. We know some officers helped, and we also know there were some officers that were in on it. Some officers were off-duty officers from Maryland and Virginia who came and participated. But this one particular officer is not in that, not that, he didn't help him, but you get my point. But I get your point as well. And my thing is, the reason why I call it a farce, for all the same reasons that you do, Ty, but also because everyone knew this was going down, Johnson. Everyone knew there was going to be trouble, Johnson. When people have been bagging on AOC, but one part I know is factual from her live stream when she gives her recounting of the events, is that since Monday, those people were in town, they were around town, and there was a lot of negative energy and a lot of shit going on before that Wednesday. Because those people didn't come into town on Wednesday. They had been there all week, which means Everyone knew what was going. They knew there was going to be a rally. People had permits. People didn't just show up. People had permits to do stuff. Acting as if this was spontaneous. It wasn't spontaneous. It was all over social media. And they didn't come to DC and hide out in their hotel rooms for 3 days. Okay? They came to DC and they got together. But see, this is stuff they don't want you to even talk about. Right? They don't even want us to have these conversations. Because they make too much sense. Because then they can't sell us the story that it's the good guys versus the bad guys. You know? They can't sell you this false equivalencies, these false good cop, bad cop. You know? What we got are two bad cops. That's it, man. That's what it is. Two bad party cops. Two bad cop parties. All right, I'm going to next call, man, but I appreciate you, Ty. 614, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Six 614.
Hello, Tim?
Yes. You're live.
Hey, Tim Black, how are you, mate?
I'm good, brother. How are you? I can barely hear you.
Alvin from Australia.
Okay, I can barely hear you, man.
Long time, man.
Hey, what's up, brother?
So, hang on. The TVs echoing everything.
Right.
So yeah, it's been a while, man. Well, just to give you a little update about Australia, everything's going okay, but there's been a little shutdown that's obviously affect the Australian Open. A couple of the disease, the Rona, yeah. So we're dealing with that, but all in all, everything seems to get back to normal over here. Then, as per the news, honestly, the thing that I'm trying to understand sometimes is that how come white people, for some strange reason, now realize that racism now exists? So it was strange to me. Like, and as you said, that woman was saying that, okay, they need to hold Trump accountable. Yes, he needs to hold us accountable, but there's still other things happening, as you said. Those things that didn't happen years ago, they'll still be happening. So, yeah, now you realize what's going on here, but can we still focus on what has been happening? Not just the big guy that is probably gone. We should also focus on other things as well. For some reason, they feel, oh, yeah, the girl deserved it or whatever. If a 9-year-old girl sprayed pepper spray because what? You need 5 police officers, 6 police officers to talk to a 9-year-old girl? What is going on? Honestly, sometimes, as you said, the progressive, white progressive, they don't take our issues seriously. But they want us to take their issues seriously. I don't know. It's annoying sometimes because you say we're all together, but when we talk about our issues, back burner, reparations, back burner, racial justice, back burner. We need Medicare for all. It's good, but even in Australia here, that quote unquote has some form of Medicare for all, you could see that it affects the people at the bottom. Over here, it's the natives. They call them the indigenous people. Their poverty is 4 times the rate of the average Australians. Their healthcare situation is horrible. They have a lot of diseases. And that woman talked about the Holocaust. Yes, that was very, very bad. But for some reason, which is quite weird to me, people only remember the Holocaust. They don't remember the thing that happened before the Holocaust and after the Holocaust. It happened to black people. It's almost as if those people have this, that thing has been erased out of history. You know, say, oh, that's one genocide, the Holocaust. That's not even possible. How did they take a lot of people from Africa to the United States or wherever else? They didn't just go to the menu and say, oh, let's give you some money. Yes, give me your brothers. That's what they'll make you believe, but come on. Anyway, I'm not going all over the place. I'm just coming back to the point that unless on the so-called left we want unity, they need to take our issue seriously, because we're going to look at them as the same way we look at Republicans sometimes, like, you are out of touch. Listen, honestly. And if the Democrats continue like this, including the left as well as the progressives continue like this, the blacks are going to break away and say, like, you guys don't really care about us. We're just some form of the props. Anyway, that's my piece, Tim.
Yeah,
glad to hear your show, and you always make me laugh. Peace out, Tim.
Hey, thank you, brother. Good to hear from you, man. And I guess Happy New Year to you, brother. I don't think I've heard from you since the New Year, man. My brother from Australia, man. He used to call up a lot. And I'm glad to hear that you're well, man. And thank you. And a lot of what you said, I'm living that shit. You understand? Like, that's my everyday. So it's, oh, man. But I keep doing this work, man, because frankly, I think if I move out this space, it'll just close up. The hole will just shut. Because I don't think anybody else is holding up this space. You know what I'm saying? Not really. And people throw out names because the person has brown skin. They just, we have different politics. You don't get it, but you can, we have different politics. You can look like me, but doesn't mean you have the same politics. Anyway, I hope everything's okay. Everything okay? Well, I guess I'll find out later. Let me go back to this call, 304. I tried to have you on earlier, 304. Are you there now? Hey. Hola, 304. 304, you've been sitting in the queue for a long time.
Hello?
Hey, you're live, 304.
Hello, 304?
That's you.
That me?
That's you.
Hi.
Hey, what's up? Who's
Hi,
this?
Tim.
Hey.
This is Amy.
Okay.
This is Amy in West Virginia.
Okay, Amy, what's on your mind, Amy in West Virginia?
Long-time viewer, first-time caller.
Cool.
Finally getting through. Hey, you had Neera on earlier.
I did.
I love her. I so hope she makes it into Congress. We need her.
Yes, yes.
So, Ohio, just want to say real quickly, my aunt, may she rest in peace, moved to Cleveland because Cleveland had the first black mayor. She did that on purpose, and she had my cousin in 1975. So he has a black father. Unfortunately, he wasn't in his life, but my cousin, he's beautiful, of course. I love him. Anyway, my family is a kind of a rainbow family.
Okay.
Oh shoot! what did I want to say? The biggest thing I wanted to say was, I can't believe I even got on here, Tim. Oh, dang it.
I know how it is, Amy, but look, I want to thank you. I'm going to move on just because we got other people in the queue. We love you. Thank you for calling up. And next time, write down some notes. Because it's tough, man, to be on the spot. You know, I know how it is. I used to call in shows. I called the 5150 show a couple times. Look, never got in, though. The one time I got in, just as they went, hello, my phone died. So I think I was on like one other show a long time ago, but that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it, man. So no worries, no worries. Just make a little note. Hey, talk about this. I'm going to next call if I can find one. I got a 973 number in the queue. 973, you're live.
Oh, man, Tim, what's going on? This is Najee from New Jersey. What's up?
There it is, Najee. What's going on, man? Man, I listened back to that video. Yeah, brother, I listened back to that video, and I realized I misunderstood you. I told my wife, I said, he agreed with everything I'm saying.
Right. Yeah, that was the whole thing. Even with the oh man, I understand the content you consume. Like, one thing about me, listen, Tim, I'm 42 years old, so the new voices on YouTube and on Twitter, me personally, they're Johnny come latelys. I've been kind of on this path for years. And the thing is, people like you, and even the people that they mix in truth with a lot of rhetoric, but the truth resonates, and especially somebody like myself that has read. You know what I'm saying? I've always been kind of an avid reader. I've been reading a lot throughout the years, so. You know what I mean? So I can cipher between truth and BS. But so yeah. So I'm just glad that you listen back, understand we're on the same page, and that's kind of the dilemma that I'm dealing with right now. For instance, my mother is a disgruntled Democrat supporter. So now she thinks that she can find refuge in the Republican Party. And I'm I get you. And that goes back to your box of cereal metaphor. You know what I mean? Because it's not too many choices. So, she's just so kind of just disgusted with the Democrats that now she finds herself being kind of a Trump apologist in a sense, but I get where that comes from. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just people feel boxed in. We feel like we have no options. It's either the Democrats or the Republicans. But what I told her was, I said, listen, you don't have to pick neither. And these people, you don't know these people. Do you know how much damage control I had to do within my family because of just the rift of some family members who get it and just trying to explain to other family members, listen, I'm not a Trump supporter. I just see the BS in the Democratic Party. Or I'm tired of the Democrats and, kind of enamored by Donald Trump's boldness, but not realizing that, listen, he's not for you either. So this has been a very rough 2020 with my family. But one thing I told my family members, I said, listen, what we're not going to do, we are not going to argue about people we don't even know, whether it's Joe Biden, Donald Trump.
Right.
We are not about to do that, But you know what? Something that sparked my interest. Is anybody going to be held accountable for that police officer who was killed in the Capitol? Because I mean, I don't really hear none of that. Like, I hear a lot of slaps on the wrist. You know, I hear some arrests. But is anybody going to be held accountable for the police officer who was killed, especially from the crowd that during Trayvon Martin, Mike Brown, Philando Castile, Tamir Rice, it was just basically Blue Lives Matter, but this Blue Lives seems to not matter in all this mayhem.
Very telling, isn't it, Najee? Very telling.
Yeah, man.
That's
But
what's
listen,
up.
man, listen, Tim. I love the fact that you were definitely able to reach across the aisle, and I'm talking about the Democrats or Republicans. I'm just talking about like American citizens, and also when I speak about white supremacy, I know that there are casualties on both sides, meaning black and white. But however, being a black American man, I really don't have time to decipher who's friend or who's enemy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I can, you know, I'm a pretty good judge of character, but you know, if we do have white allies, this is definitely the time to step up. And you know, so I don't want to ramble too much, but that's all I had to say for tonight.
That's dope, though, man. Hey, look, thank you for not giving up on the show, man. Yeah, I know some people that took that personal, man, but I still put the clip out. Look, so Najee called up last week, for anybody that doesn't know. And he inspired a rant that I went on about both sides being, you know, both parties, neither party really being a home for anybody, you know, and actually he agreed with me. Like, he sees the game, the good cop, bad cop, the little narratives that play out. And when I'm listening back to it, because I don't have both headphones in, I got the volume probably a little bit too low. I didn't know he agreed with me. But when I put the video out, I realized he did agree with me, so I didn't put his name in it, right? I cut him talking just so nobody would think he was lost in the weeds. But it's all good, man. Look, man, anybody who calls up to the show, man, it's never a vindictive type thing when I use your content. It's just, I hope you see it as a, and when you spark like conversation, man, that's a beautiful thing, man. So I want to thank all the callers who call up, who give us something to talk about, who convey a thought that other people resonate with or even disagree with. That's good too. You know, from the where I sit, sometimes it's good to have a Trump supporter call up to get the conversation, people be able to comment on that. So from a person trying to run the show as well as host the show, it's a beautiful thing, man. You guys help out a lot. So give it up for all the callers, man, with thick skin. That's what's up. All right. Now, let me go to 214. 214, you're live. What's your name? What's your comment?
What's up, Tim? This is Trill South, and I got to say, I won't be able to fill that spot for you of a Trump supporter calling in because fuck that guy. Anyway, you know, last time I called you, the last time you were on, I talked about unity. Maybe it was misunderstood a little bit. The unity I'm talking about is not the kind that Republicans are preaching or Joe Biden is preaching, trying to unite with the Republicans. I'll say it again. Fuck those guys. So what's happening with the impeachment, and the problem with the impeachment seems to be that Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, whatever, got together, probably, this is my interpretation or my idea, got together, talked a little, and they decided we're going to do this impeachment to more or less placate the liberals to say, you know what? We did it. We impeached the guy. Aren't you happy now? We impeached him. What else can we do? But they're not really trying to do an impeachment so much. They're kind of putting up a half-ass attempt at an impeachment. That's why we're not seeing witnesses. I'm not aware of all the standards, but they may still be able to call a couple witnesses. I doubt they're going to. But they just kind of wanted to say, hey, we impeached him. What more do you want? We did it. What they did was more or less, what they didn't realize was They handed him a trophy, so that what we're going to see through spring and summer is we're going to see Trump jump back on the rally scene and be able to say to all of his fans, cult members, hey, I beat impeachment twice. Nobody's ever beat impeachment twice.
Wow.
I beat it twice. I can beat the Democrats. I hate the Democrats like you do. He'll say all of this stuff and he'll stir up all of these people again. And if he got away with what he did for the last 4 years without anything coming against him, regardless of whether there are some prosecutors in various states that attempt to do something, if he got through this and got away with all of this, and his supporters used to be pretty loud and violent, do we not think they're going to elevate what they've done before because they feel like they got through 2 impeachments now and he's still here and they think he's still fighting for us? They're going to be more violent. They're going to be louder, and we're going to look at a bigger problem than we had last time. May he get elected again? I mean, that I'm kind of doubtful, but he can become a big problem to stir up that base and cause many problems again throughout the country. I don't want to see it, but I think we're going to see it. And, you know, I want to tell your people, like I do all the time, hit that like button if you're watching, if you're enjoying the content. Tim has a lot of good opinions, hot opinions, and has good callers, as you can see, including myself. That's just me being ignorant. But the people that call are great, and they stir up conversations, and they get people engaging in different trains of thoughts. They make things happen. They get the conversation going. That's what I mean by that type of unity, to stir up your thought and elevate your conversations. So hit that like button. Thank the man, and I'm going to shut up and listen to everybody again for a little while. So thanks for listening to me.
That's what's up, man. Thank you, Trill South, for calling up, man. I appreciate it, man. And look, Trill, I try to tell them this one way. They want to get rid of Trump. They want to make sure Trump can't run in 24. And if he does run, he loses. It's one way, and I know this will work, but I don't think anybody wants to really try it. Over-deliver for the people. That's all you got to do. Over-deliver for the people. There won't be a deny that you overdid it, that you overperformed. You know, the things you said you'd do, one up your rhetoric. Don't only meet your expectations that you set, exceed your expectations. You had the House and the Senate. Exceed your expectations. Exceed their expectations. But see, nobody wants to do that. Nah, that's too much like work. That might piss off the money people. That might make the corporations get pissed off. Wall Street might not like you. Billionaires may stop funding your campaigns. See, that's the real problem, isn't it? There's only one way to stop Trump dead in his tracks. And hell, stop a worse version of Trump. It exists. Like I said, they don't want it. They don't want my advice, man, because my advice too real. It can be done. They want advice that's impossible to achieve, so they can pretend to reach for it and then fail at it and still have something to blame, you know? That's right. But I appreciate the phone call, Trill. It is what it is. I got 931. 931, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
You know what, Tim? Your listeners have said a lot of good stuff. But what he just said earlier, the last guy, he said it as in a way that I'm like, if you want to date my daughter, then you get my vote. You know, and I don't really think we look at politics that way. I think that we look at politics as I want to win, and we never really plan for the future. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we've seen it with this whole escapade with the second impeachment, where the Democrats again proved, hey, this guy made a mistake. Let's get rid of him. And the last time, the first time, it's like, oh, no, it's BS. Then, boom, he did the same thing again. He has a record of just fucking up. He's like that, that crazy-ass uncle that shows up drunk and he always does the same dance at every party. That's Donald Trump. His routine is ridiculous. And what is so crazy is his routine has exposed the true Republican Party. And what disturbs me is, as someone whose their family believes in faith in Jesus Christ and all those fundamentals that will never be accepted because of the color of our skin, because of white evangelicals. And that's painful, man. And with Georgia flipping and Alabama being like 28% black and Mississippi being 31% black, good luck. Because for some reason, white people think that only they love Jesus Christ, and but what they're missing out on is Jesus Christ give a lot of blessings to black people, and that's what they're missing out on, man. And then that's all I got to say, Tim.
All right, now I don't know exactly.
I know, right?
I don't know where that came from, brother. Like you started down one street, you ended up on the highway. I thought he was on the back street there for a minute. Next thing I know, he's on the interstate, hitting the El Segundo, man, for Q-Tip's wallet. What's going on, man? What happened, man? How we end up in the evangelical land? I think he has some personal stuff going on, man. Somebody pissed him off. He was thinking about an earlier conversation with somebody else about something. It was like a Vietnam flashback. No disrespect to veterans, you know what I'm saying? But, they shooting. Made you look. A page in my rhyme book. Okay, let me go to the next call. 863, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, can you hear me?
I got
Calling
you.
from over the road.
Yes, you're good. Who's this?
Oh, this is Robert. This is Robert Austin. I called you before last time. You did a special on Chicago when you were being talked to about the violence out there. But I'm calling in something that's similar, something that's related. I'm a socialist from the Chicago area, so it's kind of a big deal. So today they came out with Judas and the Black Messiah. I don't know if you heard, but it's a movie about Fred Hampton, and I'm a little nervous on how it's going to be depicted, how it's going to be narrated. It already seems like the focus is going to stray away from black liberation and kind of lean more towards maybe a police state or something. Meaning the title's already kind of pointing at William Clark. So I'm hoping that this does justice for Fred Hampton. Being from the Chicago area, it's not as common as it should be when you bring up his name, and a lot of people don't even know who he is. You could bring up Al Capone, you bring up Larry Hoover, you could bring up different names that are more popular in Chicago, but you bring up Fred Hampton, a lot of people don't even know what he stood for. How important he was for stopping the violence in Chicago, uniting a lot of the gangs, different people from different sects of the working class. Was it the Patriots, the Young Lords, and different groups. So the issue that I'm having is of how it's going to be taught, knowing that when the narrative is being dictated by mainstream, that usually will fit an agenda that's helping the mainstream. Like if you talk about Malcolm X and when they did a movie on him or how he's taught, a lot of times they'll teach what they want from Malcolm X, and they won't teach the other things they don't want you to know. And I think that it's awesome that you're bringing on John Mubaraka, being a socialist from Chicago area too. Maybe he could have some good points. I know if anyone goes watch the movie, I know that Bruce Dixon, who passed away last year, he actually did a big piece that's on YouTube. He was a writer for the Black Agenda Report. Yes. He actually knew Fred Hampton. So after watching the movie, I'll just say if anyone goes watch it, take whatever you see with a grain of salt. Do your own history. I think it's very important that we do our own history. We learn, and we don't take exactly what they tell us, and we try to do some of the investigating ourselves. I just hope for the best out of this movie. I feel like if after you're done watching the movie, if you're not about a revolution, or if you're not about defunding the police by the time you're done watching it, I don't think it did Fred Hampton justice, and I'm just hoping for the best. And that's all I got to say. Appreciate the show, Tim.
Hey, Robert, thank you for calling up, brother. And you know I'm going to check that out, man. I just haven't got to it, but thank you so much for letting everybody know about it. I did see Torin, who was a friend of the show, and he's got his own media organization called Context Media. Shout out to Torin. And he commented on it. He made some. He gave it like a favorable rating on Twitter. He was saying that he felt it did justice to Fred Hampton, but in the way that he depicted it, he said something. First of all, it's Twitter, so it's only a few words, right? But he did say that it painted Hampton in the light of a revolutionary, where they gave him his full props as that revolutionary. And I don't want to give too much away to other viewers, but from that aspect, I think he did his best. I think Torin said they did a good job from that point of view. Now, for the broader inclination of the broader points you want made about the police state or about police reform, I don't know. But once again, it wasn't a real review. And I'm thinking about doing a review after I watch it. And I think, no, let's not think. Let's do that. Let's do a review on it after I watch it. And hopefully other people will get a chance to watch it as well so we can sort of compare notes. That would be dope. Huh. Maybe we should do something about that. See if I can get some ideas on the Fred Hampton. Huh. Maybe I'll think about it over the weekend. Good stuff, man. Okay. That was 863. 410. Hey, 410, you live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hello. 410.
Hello.
Hey, you're live, 410. How you doing?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm doing pretty good.
Okay, who's this? Who are you?
I just wanted to comment. I'm doing pretty good. I wanted to comment. I don't really know what's the topic, but I'm about to free ball real quick. But
okay.
But what I really wanted to express is that about Trump letting like immigrants in the border. Not Trump. Pardon me. I meant Joe Biden.
Okay.
And And the fact of the matter is, we ain't even get rid of this epidemic we going through here, you know? And it just behooves me that, you know, whether they working for cheap labor or not.
There's a real long gap between
That
your
is
speech.
not the right time. It's not the right time to, you know, to do something like that.
Okay. Well, okay, caller. Look, your call is really jacked up. It's like I'm only hearing you talk like every 15 seconds. I don't know what that is or why that is, but I get the sentiment of your message there is you don't like the Browns coming into the country. You know, how can I say this, man? I have yet to confirm. And I understand, you sound like you're a sister. Sound like you're a sister from, ADOS. Let me say this. I used to listen to a lot of that rhetoric, and at one point I was kind of becoming more interested in it. Like, okay, let me look at the numbers. Let me kind of determine, let me decipher if the problem that exists in America for black folks, if that's related to immigrants. And I can see, yes, they are the beneficiary of jobs, of certain jobs that black people may or may not get. That's debatable, but here's the thing. As I looked more into it for myself, I know what people say, but as I looked at it, I'm unconvinced that America would treat us any different if the immigrants were here or not. I'm sorry, Johnson, I'm just not convinced. America has a fetish with black people being on the bottom. And you would think you would be able to say, okay, but if these people weren't here, if they didn't do this, and they didn't do that, then we would naturally, obviously, no, that's where I disagree. That's why I disagree. It's not about logic. It's not like, oh, we're just gonna, if logically we'd all work together and go against the man. So we can't say logically, if it weren't for these people coming over the Mexico border, the southern border, that all of a sudden we would be elevated, or there would be more jobs or more prosperity for black folks. I don't think there would be, Johnson. I think they would find another way not to prosper, for us not to be prosperous. Like, they would find another way to discriminate. You think they wouldn't discriminate if there wasn't someone else? They would still find someone else to choose. So that's the way I come up on it. I'm just not convinced of that. Now, when you say it's because you're thinking, you want to use the pandemic and say because of the pandemic, you think that we need to shut down immigration. Well, that would be all borders, Johnson. Like, I don't want anybody crossing any borders if that's the case. If we're talking about the fact that we want to control the pandemic and who's coming into our country, I think we would want to control enters and exiting across every border, including the northern border. So, yeah, I just don't want to feed. I find it's disappointing that people feed into that, and it's really easy, it's convenient, and then you just think, okay, well, look, America's under this situation and we have lack of resources. We really don't have lack of resources, Johnson. That's not really it. We have lack of will. They have a lack of will. Like, we should have health care. We should. There's a lack of will to give it to us. It's not a lack of resources. We print our own money. You get what I'm saying? So, but there are, but if you'll find people that say, we don't deserve health care because, who's going to pay for it? They don't realize we put our own money. The people who make that argument about health care are just doing it to prop up the insurance companies and doing it to prop up the healthcare providers, to prop up, Aetna and Blue Cross Blue Shield. Okay? The same thing holds true with immigration arguments, I feel. Because I don't put it past these bastards to use us, to turn us against us, to prop up somebody else's pockets, whether it be the prison industrial complex. Okay? You feel what I'm saying? So that's where I'm at on that. But I appreciate you calling because we get to have that conversation. And I don't have to agree with you to say, okay, this is something to talk about. You know, and other people can chime in on their points of view on it as well. But, yeah. Now let's see if I got anybody left in the queue here. So we're getting low, Johnson. Okay, I got an 821 number. 821, you just popped in. I'm grabbing you off the top. What's going on, 821?
That's me.
What's going on, 821?
This is South Korea.
Hey, what's up, South Korea? What's up, brother?
Really disappointed what's going on with North America right now. Canadian citizen, can't stand my government. Not a Trump supporter, but not a deplorable or a Democrat. Holy heck, you guys have to clean your backyard. You have to like really, really, really dig deep and clean that shit out and get rid of, I'm not saying the deep state or any conspiracy thing like that, but you really got to get rid of your bureaucrats, your lifelong bureaucrats. You got to get rid of your not Trump supporters, but you got to get rid of like people that are not biased. You got to keep them not biased, supporting a one-party system. You guys got to clean up your act. You're the symbol of democracy for the world. And I live in South Korea where a lot of U.S. soldiers are stationed. And really, is this the best that the best country in the world can do? Trump versus Sleepy Joe and
60 seconds.
Kamala Harris. Like, come on. Clean up your act. Get it together. Like, I'm not even, like, I have a lot of Mormon friends, but I'm not a Mormon fan. But, like, Mitt Romney, he was a moderate. There's plenty of other people that could have ran. Even Kamala Harris as president might have been a better choice. Like, you don't know how long Joe Biden's going to live. Anyways, like
10
from
seconds.
a foreign perspective, from Canada or Canada, like you guys, like his first day in office.
Shit. All right. So, yeah, I caught it. I was muted. Thank you. I'm sorry. This guy was horrible. I'm sorry. Mrs. Black came to tell me my phone was muted. My mic was muted. She came down 2 flights of stairs. She's pissed at me. All right, first of all, let me repeat this. We don't run the country, dumbass. We don't run the country. If you think we chose Biden, you don't know anything. We didn't choose Biden. Biden chose us. No, Obama chose Biden. No, the deep state. No, the oligarchs chose Biden. We didn't choose Biden. Okay, so that's no. And we need to do a better, no. You need to clean up your backyard. Come on, man, clean up your backyard. Come on, America, you're supposed to be the light of democracy. See, this guy thinks we run the country. Dumb. We don't run the country, man. I know you must watch old reruns of some horrible 90s show or something. You know what I'm saying? Because you are stuck in a time warp. And the millennials know we don't. I mean, God, our kids know that now. Kids know this shit. What you guys still on VHS over there? What's going on, man? America hasn't lived up to its lies in a long time, Johnson. You still think, I went to the Army base and I thought this was the best America. No, man. No. All right. Let's see if we get a couple more calls in before we shut it down, Johnson. He called from South Korea to just embarrass himself. What is that, man? Come on, man. That's a shame that you would think that we run things, Johnson. We don't. We don't run anything here. Nothing. Oh, you thought we had a democracy, guys. You thought we had a democracy. Oh, poor guy. I was disappointed too when I found out. You know, I finally started paying attention to politics like in 2012, 2010, 11. Then I realized we didn't really have a democracy. It's like, oh, okay, this is not cool. All right. I mean, I voted before, but I just didn't know it did. You know that the people were all brought and paid for. Rookie mistake. But yeah, man, unfortunately, Johnson, we don't. I'm with you. We need to clean up a lot of stuff. We need to clean up the air, the water, the corruption, the politics. But unfortunately, we don't get to make those types of decisions. Only the big donors do. There was a study done that showed that when we want something done, it's only got like a 20% chance of getting done. But when the big money people want something done, it shoots up to 70. Yeah, bruh. We ain't got a lot of control. Ain't nobody playing Janet Jackson music around here. All I got cake. Well, looks like it's going to be a quick night tonight, guys, because that's all we got in the queue. Everybody else has spoken. It's a short night, and that's okay, because that happens. I'll take it for what it's worth. I started a little bit earlier tonight, because I need to try to move back to getting closer to 10. So I'm making that long march back towards 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we used to be. And I'm also putting together a second show during the day, because all problems in this world, in my world, are solved by content. At least that's what they tell me, Johnson. So we'll see if that's true or not. The hell's going on here? So.
Thank you for you.
I had a little. I do not like this hiss. Okay, it's gone now. All right, guys. So look, let's do this. Let's go ahead to the comments section, read the comments. Let's get some of this going. Roger Meadows, what's up, man? Roger, man, you ain't right, bro. Roger said, dude is watching Schoolhouse Rock thinking it's up to date. And it's only a bill. Yes, I'm only a bill. And I'm sitting here on Capitol Hill. That's funny, Roger, man. Roger, man, that's a good one. Okay, let me go. Let me go to comments, man. Beans and Cornbread had a fight. Beans knocked Cornbread out of sight. Cornbread said, now that's all right. Meet me out on the corner tomorrow night. Malcolm X movie. Meet me out on the corner tomorrow night. That's what's up, man. Give it up for that. That's dope. I like that joint. DC Moby in the house. Thank you, DC Moby, for supporting the show. We Curry Signs is in the house doing his thing or her thing or their thing. Clarence Diggs joined. What up, C? CD up in the house. What's up, Johnson? Welcome to the Wolfpack, Johnson. My man Sheldon Hughes is in the house. Scotty Johnson, love you honesty, brother. Salute. March on DC, Medicare for all. 21. That's what's up, man. Plurality of one. Brother, we have to move past this reductive analysis of the future. Plurality of one. I don't even know what you're talking about, brother. Denzel got that from Mark Twain. He did, huh? I know what you're talking about. I don't know, man. I just know I know who I heard it from. Love black political Bernie heading elites on rolling, getting frustrated with Joe. I tell them Bernie would have printed those checks monthly. And executive order on Medicare for all. Yep. Hold up, man. I joke too much about Roland Martin. Roland Martin's a very dangerous guy because he misleads a lot of black people. Black people who think conservative liberals somehow have the blueprint when they don't. So let me put it to you this way, guys. One of the reasons why I don't like Roland Martin's politics is not that he's not well-versed. He's well-versed, but he does not mind leaving out truth and honesty in order, in my opinion, to complete the scenario or the narrative that the Democrats are always right or the Democrats have the right recipe. Now, just because the Democratic recipe may be more in line with you than the Republican recipe does not mean that the Democrats should get a pat on the head. Roland Martin had the ability to call out the Democrats, but he chose not to. So now he's trying to pivot ever so slightly to a more progressive. I even heard him cussing the other day. Well, someone sent me a clip of him cussing. Now he's trying to compete with us revolutionaries living on the edge, playing by our own rules. What I don't like is that Roland Martin misinforms and people trust him. They trust him because he was on CNN. They think, oh, they let Roland Martin get on CNN. He must be credible. If Roland Martin won't tell people the truth about who Joe Biden is, if he won't keep it 100 about the crime bill, he won't keep it 100 about Joe Biden's voting record, what Joe Biden really stands for, then he's not credible. He's misinforming his audience. And I would have no problem with that. A lot of people misinform their audience. A lot of people do that. But Roland Martin has done very well over the years, made a lot of money corralling black folks to vote for bad black folks just because they was black. Vote for black folks that are willing to sell out just so those black folks could do well monetarily. And just so they can have a bunch of black people doing well. And look, it's not enough for us to put, I want black people to have money in their pocket too, but I would rather for us to have Medicare for all, less of us in jail, and more of an equal standing in this country, as opposed to just a few elite blacks having a few more dollars in their bank account. And that's the problem with Roland Martin. And now these black folks that watch on Roland Martin's panels talking about, well, Joe Biden is frustrating and he pissed me off. Yeah, right. Roland Martin never asked Joe Biden for any damn thing. Hey, Roland Martin criticized me saying all I do is complain. All Roland Martin does is run offense and defense for the political party of his choosing, which are the Democrats. All he does is play defense. All he does is deflect and then talk down to his audience and cut off people that come on his show. But hey, you ain't here for me. Rise Meadows, do watch the Schoolhouse Rock. I love that. Kelly M. Thank you, Kelly M., for supporting the show as always. I appreciate you. Kelly M., I don't know where you came from, but I'm glad you're here, man. Every time I turn around, Kelly M., there's a way to support the show. Give it up for Kelly M., y'all. Bozo Einstein says, Neera is like from Scanner's movie, Exploding Heads. I remember that movie, that scene, man. I remember that. That's crazy. Dallas Tiller says, why are we asking permission to discipline Trump with a first-term congressman against lawyers for the Russian Israel mafia and KKK? What? Evangelicals were taken over in the 90s for recruitment in the GOP. Wow. Why are we asking permission to discipline Trump with the first-term congressman against lawyers for the Russian Israeli mafia and the KKK? Man, dude, I don't. Dallas, what are you talking about, brother? Dallas, you all over the place, man. The Russian KKK, the Russian Israeli mafia and the KKK. That's crazy, man. Evangelicals were taken over in the 90s for recruitment and GOP. Evangelicals were taken over in the 90s. I thought they were still here, man. Were those the ones Trump was pandering to his entire presidency? At least pretending to pander to? They vote like a block, Johnson. Evangelicals vote like a block. I think one of the colleagues was trying to make his case that there are black evangelicals. And I think those are the ones who watch Roland Martin. That got to be it, man. If you under 50 and you watch Roland Martin, I got to understand why. If you consider yourself revolutionary and you watch Roland Martin, I got to understand, I got to ask why. Like, why? What? Like, be cutting edge, man. Force the issue. I don't understand people want to be in this business and don't want to actually change anything. But I guess at some point I'll get tired and beat up too. You know, maybe it's just attrition. You know, I've only been in it for 10 years. Maybe Roland's been in it for 30, if not longer. And maybe when I've been in it 30 years, if I'm here that long, you know, I'll have a different tune as well, you know? I hope not. Hope I'm more angry, if anything, but not like just give me money. Give me all the money you can give me. I give up. Give me money. You know, I hope I hope it doesn't get that bad, man. Like, I'd rather just go fishing. Before I get that way, let's go fishing, man. You know, just make sure me and Mrs. Black can live indoors. I just go fishing, catch dinner. Hope we can eat it, because the way they're polluting the waters or something, man, you know. Anyway, guys, I'm Tim Black. Follow me at Real Tim Black on Facebook and Twitter. I'm Tim Black and Night on Instagram. I got a lot of video clips coming your way because I got great editors. The great Andre. Give it up for the great Andre. Give it up for the great Kamali. And I know what, see, I'm crazy like that. I shout out my part-time editors. Right. Because I appreciate y'all. Thank you for everybody on Patreon, all the Tim Black Wolfpack members. I know it seems, I just want you to know I really appreciate your support in this show, helping to keep this show going. There is no show without you guys. So thank you for believing in the show. The numbers are down, but I'm not down. I'm still up. We keep rocking. Let's keep it going, Johnson. No giving up. Keep your eye on your cornbread. All right, I'll see you soon. You know how to reach me. Tim at TimBlackTV.com. Go to TimBlackTV.com. Pick up a TB shirt like a superhero. Wolfpack. All right, I'm out of here, guys. Be safe. I got nothing but love for you. Till next time, guys. Hello, somebody. Let me ask you something. Do they know us? When I say they, I mean the talking heads on cable news. Do they know you? I mean, they talk about the world as if it's a sport. They play political games, report on our pain, rack our brain to feed the stock exchange, but do they know us? Do they know what we care about? Nope. They're too far away. They can't see us. They can't feel us. They can't relate to us. See, when you want to know what's going on in your world, trust someone who lives in your world. Subscribe.
Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe. Don't be fooled by corporate media talking heads misleading the people. Get your news and information from an entity that keeps it real. Tim Black. Tim Black is the host of The Tim Black Show. Independent news that leaves you informed, inspired, and sometimes entertained, but always in the know. Go to TimBlackTV.com and sign up today. The Tim Black Show is news for people who can't stand the news. See you there.